Welcome to Storytime, episode 19, the series finale. Now in this episode, the guest will be Beerus. He is the first man in Miles Burger Channel history to be a guest on 3 separate Storytime episodes. But this time, it's his own Storytime. He ain't reviewing anything. Now, most of this video talks about PGW and CWA stuff. I'll tell you guys off the bat that the first thing that is discussed is the channel deletion on the first channel. Now, this episode was recorded on Wednesday, and it's being uploaded today, Saturday, so opinions are probably going to change. I didn't give away my opinions because people will probably bitch about it, but he talks about the whole channel deletion thingy. He also talks about mostly all the PGW and CWA wrestlers. A lot of cool stories too that don't deal with PGW and CWA, and other pretty cool topics like Sheetz, for example. Pretty cool stories outside of wrestling, and we talk about the superstar shakeup. Now, this may not be the series finale. There might be more episodes in the future. If there is anyone you want to see, put them in the comment section down below. And because it's no longer going to be a weekly basis. But like I said, put comments down below if you want to see anyone else in the future. And I do want to acknowledge the passing of Dan Rooney. He was the owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers and a former ambassador to, I believe, Ireland. Rest in peace, Dan Rooney. And that's all I gotta say, I think. If you have anything you want to talk about, put them in the comment section down below. But let's get started with Storytime, episode 19, the series finale, with Beerus.
This is the Miles Burger Channel, and you're watching Storytime with Miles Burger.
So you could call this the season or series finale, but it's not going to be the series finale like I said in the beginning of the intermission. Like, it's going to be the last, episode as part of the mainly weekly thing. But then, if anyone else...
Dude, I should have taken a dump before we started this.
Well, now, if you want to see any more guests in the future, just put them in the comment section down below. It's no longer going to be a weekly thing, and if they want to be on the show, they're going to ask me to be on in the future. But the final guest for the weekly Storytime is Beerus.
Sup?
First man in history to be on 3 Storytimes.
You're gonna learn a lot today.
So, how are you doing?
I mean, I'm on spring break now. The old channel's taken. I'm tired, and I haven't masturbated. So, pretty good.
Darian?
No, wait. I did this morning. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm doing good. But I'm gonna make this some fun, too.
You mentioned the thing with the other channel.
We have... Great way to start. Okay. Great way to start it.
But what exactly happened with the other channel?
Okay, so... Nicholas, thank you for telling me, because my dumb ass probably wouldn't have noticed for a while until someone else told me, but Nicholas was the first one. He tells me, what happened to the old channel? I'm like, the hell are you talking about? So I go on to the old one in first period of math, because of course I'm doing that in school. And there's a new banner. Okay, more importantly, none of the videos are there. And I'm like, okay, so from first to 5th period, I'm pissed. I'm irate. 6th period, I take a nap. So then 7th period, I'm a little calmer. 8th period, get back on Facebook and YouTube, because of course I do, in the middle of school and not doing my work. And I start digging around. What the hell is going on? Well, I guess supposedly... he's trying to fix monetizations and shit like that. I don't know. Supposedly all the videos are private, and he's going to use the old channel, which I'm completely against for his new organization. And he knows I'm completely... He knows I'm completely against it. I completely hate the idea. I think he should freshly restart and not use what we already have, because as far as I'm concerned, what was going to happen, and here's one of the things you guys are going to learn, is over summer, so then you guys get something. It won't be much because you've already seen it. I actually have every video saved from the new channel on my computer. What I would do is post each individual video onto that channel, besides like Happy Thanksgiving and all that stuff, so that at least you guys can relive the last 7 months of PGW on the new channel, plus everyone who hasn't got to see the stuff and don't know that we switched channels would get to see it as well.
I mean, they would have to know at this point.
It's just, you never know. But yeah, that is what's going on. When is this being posted?
Saturday.
Okay.
That's so you want me to post it Saturday.
So this is being done Wednesday, unless further detail comes out before then. Then that is the current status of the old channel. And before too long, I better have at least the videos unprivated. Because multiple people are like, where are they? Where are they? I'm like, here's what's going on. Yeah.
And you also gotta think, if the videos are indeed gone, look at the amount of people you just fucked over the past 2 years.
Yeah, so
you got me, you got Brandon, you got George, hell, you even got David, you also got Daniel,
Nick, Greg, me, Austin, Ed, Nathan, Pedo, Chris, Ryan, Big Rig, Mysterion, fucking even Sheik and Lunatic.
Lunatic number 1.
Shouldn't have said anything. Victorian Killer. You are fucking over every wrestler. Genesis. Your sadist matches won't be there if those videos are gone, so yeah. Just so you know.
But how did that channel situation come about in the beginning? How come Billy had the channel instead of it being under your account when he first started?
So here's what's happened. Before we started doing, I did not know how to use YouTube. I did not. I was an idiot when it came to YouTube. I had no idea what I was doing. Okay? So, Billy had the idea to make our own channel after the whole bullshit with you and Jordan, which I think they know about.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, but I don't know what I'm doing. I don't use YouTube. So he put it under his account. I didn't think much of it at the time. Well, you see, fun fact, me and Billy have had problems for well over a year now that we've been off and on when it comes to our friendship and just not having issues. And what happened, he has taken the channel. This is now the 3rd time. Now he claims he has his reasons to do it. Okay. But this is the 3rd time. The first time was in, I think it was Christmas Eve of 2015. And then, because that was right before he quit after No Holds Barred 7. And then he took it again after your match. Remember when you teamed with Greg? That after No Holds Barred 13. Well.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he took it again that night.
I thought it was after 30.
No. Well, then we get to when the channel was officially stolen. Here is what Bailey tells me. Bailey tells me that it was basically someone stole it that we don't know it to. That because supposedly people stole shit out of his Xbox account and all that other garbage. And he got it back and told people that he stole it to piss me off after what I did to him. And to any fan that wants to bitch about that, I do regret that, so shut up. Aiden, that means you more importantly, my dude. JK, I'm fucking with you. No, I'm not. But anyway, that is what happened with the channel. As for right now, again, I don't know what the future is going to be. All I know is those videos better be fucking on private.
And then, what do you think what's Billy's think he's doing? Because he mentioned it on his story time that he was going to try to start up his own wrestling thing.
Here's the truth behind that. Billy has supposed to have been able to start off his wrestling organization for several months now. It was supposed to start in March. There has been talk since as far back as October, I believe, if I'm recalling correctly. But the problem is people. Because there ain't a whole lot of people lining up to be backyard wrestlers around here.
I know. George told me he's not doing it.
No, because, again, it's been a pain in the ass to get George here now. So, there ain't people lining up to be backyard wrestling, promote, wrestlers and all that other crap. And then there was no talk for a while. Supposedly it was dead, buried in the water, and there are several fans that know about that. And then all of a fucking sudden, there's more talk. Now, again, there are certain things I'm not going to bring up for the sole fact of I don't need shit started about who might be joining, who might not be. I was offered, I will admit, yesterday I was offered to join. I am not joining. Because it's not going to be the same. I am not joining. But, I mean, could it start? I would like to see it start, but at the same time, I have my monumental doubts. Just because of the past.
Just to let everyone else know, I think I also told Billy this like months ago, I'm not joined as well.
Yeah.
It's time for me to move on after Missionary 40.
You and George ain't joining. You and George ain't joining. I'm not joining. Raven ain't joining. And I know there are multiple other people that aren't joining, even if they say they might. I'm not going to reveal names on that.
Like, do you know anyone that you think are considering joining?
Nick might be. Cryptic. Fun fact, me and Cryptic are on pretty good terms now. I greatly apologize for the issues because I was told some lies about him. About possible, if you recall, the cane mask that you actually used for a period of time went missing for multiple months. I was told by someone who is close to him that that he stole it. Fun fact, I found it in a box a couple weeks back. Yes, I feel fucking retarded, I know. But I apologize to him. I actually saw him yesterday, which would have been Tuesday.
Where'd you see him at?
I saw him at Taco Bell. They got these new taco burritos.
I thought you quit.
No, you guys are.
Oh, okay.
They got these new taco burrito shits. They're so fucking good. They're cheap as fuck too. Dude, Taco Bell's the shit, honestly.
I mean, I haven't been down there in months.
The people there, most of them suck. Besides my friend Jeff and Nick, because I think Austin's actually gone from there now. I heard he got fired. I don't know.
Didn't Greg work down there too?
Yeah, Greg worked there. Maniac. He worked there for a bit. It's funny. They'll get a kick out of this. So, when I went to meet up with Nick at KFC one time, okay? I don't even know if you know this. And I'm sitting there waiting for him. I might have been with Chris or Ed or Austin. I was with somebody. And as we're sitting there talking, I see this dude come in a trench coat with, like, old folk glasses on and a hat. I'm like, that dude looks like a 60-year-old drug dealer. Nick comes out about 10 minutes later, says, "This is my mentor." I'm like, I just thought he was a 60-year-old drug dealer. I didn't think he was a fucking wrestler. But yeah, that's how I met Maniac, was I thought he was a 60-year-old drug dealer. It ended up being like Nick's kind of wrestling mentor.
What about Dragon?
He worked at KFC.
Same place.
Yeah, that's about it.
He just wants, like, I just want to join.
Yeah. Not today, jackass. That is the last thing I watched on the goddamn channel, was Dragon versus Akumu, because Chris and Ed made me watch it Monday. The last thing.
I mean, it's funny because nut shots.
Yeah, pretty much. What was I talking about?
We were talking about the channel for some reason.
Oh, we were talking about Nick or something.
And then Nick, yeah.
Me and Nick are on good terms. There's talk he might join, but we don't know yet. Depends what he wants to do. Of course, Austin or Diablo and Akumu, they might as well after PGW's over. I don't know.
Well, is anyone on good terms with Billy?
I don't know. I don't even know how good of terms him and Bailey are on. So I know him and Austin are on decent terms. That's about all I know. Me and him obviously aren't on phenomenal terms right now because of this issue. Starting to get on better terms, but yeah, this issue pissed me off, and he knows it. I told him yesterday it pissed me off.
Now let's talk about the Hall of Fame. You don't have to talk about this if you don't want to, but who are you considering putting in for the Hall of Fame for the final couple months?
Well, I can make a spoiler right now on one thing. Not everyone will be in the Hall of Fame by 40.
Like, do you know how many people will be in finalized?
Like after 40?
Like, is there like a maximum amount of people that will be in?
No, there's no guarantee. Because the thing is now, it's the final stretch. You know, we're less than 2 months here. They want to ultimately reach that goal, and not many of them are going to, which is a shame. Of course, I've had considerations to put certain people in it that might not be in it. Like, for example, you could make the argument Jackson Brooks, Imperious. People are probably going to absolutely be like, are you retarded when I say this? Big Rig, when you go back and see everything he accomplished. But, you know, that's up in the air right now. As for, you know, myself, you'll have to wait and see if, you know, I do to go in or not. You can sit there and bitch tell me if I don't deserve it or think I deserve it. I'd love to see that debate. But there are other people that will be going in after 40, and I don't necessarily know they'll all be agreed with by fans and superstars alike, but I mean, the Hall of Fame, yeah, it's not as important as when you went in for the sole fact that we built a whole storyline around it, but it's still an honor that very few people are going to hold, just because of what it means. Also, fun fact, Marcus a long time ago actually said you guys should have a Hall of Fame. Long time ago.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
He did. I think it was in a random comment, but so, it's kind of like a foreshadow.
Yeah, but also I do want to ask you this too, because it seems like this is probably the most controversial pick of your Hall of Famers.
Yes.
Why did Daniel Block go into Hall of Fame?
Why did Daniel Block go into Hall of Fame?
Because that seems controversial among a lot of people.
Okay, let me explain to you why Daniel Block went in the Hall of Fame. Okay, first, he is retired. He is not coming back. And what people need to understand about Daniel, I will sit here and I will shit talk Daniel about certain things that's happened in the past. Okay, go back to Missionary 14. When your top guys are Akumu, Beerus, George the Butcher, you were kind of there, but you were also going away for a while. Chaotic. Diablo was still doing his thing. Joker, I don't know if I said Joker. Joker was kind of getting a push at the time. Where Daniel, nobody knew who he was. They saw he posted a couple arrogant, cocky promos, and they were pissed. They're like, who's this piece of shit thinking he's a tough guy? Well, not only did he come in here and prove why he is a tough guy and prove why he deserved to be here, he did it while flipping off everybody in his way. It was a small dude who knew nobody here that just pissed a lot of people off and went through injury after injury, whether it was Joker dropping him on his head, him falling off the roof with you, Diablo GTSing his ass, or me cutting his head open. He fought through them all to get to the World Heavyweight Championship. And that is a journey that very few people here, if anyone, has had to take besides himself, to go from being the ultimate underdog to ultimately the World Heavyweight Championship. I'll say the closest was Zero Assault winning the Memorial at 30. But Daniel Block did not belong here when he first came in. But what did he do? He didn't use that to stop him. He fucking put his shit in high gear, and he fought and fought and fought and fought, and guess what? Became World Heavyweight Champion. So yes, he damn sure deserved it.
What was your initial thought, though, when he left?
Fuck! World Champ's gone. And, my other thought was, is Nathan gone too?
Like, what happened with that?
Why did he leave? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Well, you see, Mommy Block didn't like that I carved his head open with a razor blade. That's about it. That sparked some issues, and yeah, never quite recovered from that.
And Daniel also said that he was starting to lose passion too because of it being a downfall during CWA with all this stuff going on, like drama, the girls.
The girls are fucking idiots. The fact that I ever thought doing a Divas division was a good idea was one of the dumbest ideas I've ever had. The thing was, it was just getting so fucking, like, the stories were getting shitty. The matches were getting better, but we were getting so based on hardcore and violence at the time. And then you had people going and leaving, like Joker, Diablo, George the Butcher, Chaotic. Everybody knew you were on your way out. You just had so many uncertainties, and then, things were kind of getting high tension because more and more issues kept developing amongst the superstars that it became kind of a problem. So I understand fully what he meant. Now, he has kind of varied from time to time. Was he going to leave CWA shortly after his title run, or was he going to just take a break? I think it all depends on the time period and where we would have fallen, because I think had they stayed, I don't necessarily know if CWA would have ended. It all depends, because you have to think the Billy, my ankle, that wouldn't have happened. So you never really know.
Now let's rewind back a little bit.
Okay.
Now you brought in Austin and Billy, I think.
It's kind of like we just decided let's throw a wrestling organization together.
Yeah, like how did that come first about?
Okay, I remember the one line. I forget the majority of shit with the headshots I've taken, but I remember this. We're sitting there dicking around on a trampoline on September 25th, 2014. And I go, one line. Why don't we do this for a title? Because I always wanted to do it. Like, if I'm going to play wrestle, because we sucked back then, our signature was a German suplex. Everyone's was a German suplex. And I'm like, why don't we do this for a title? Well, what happened was, we're having a triple threat, right? Having a triple threat. I Samoan drop Austin. Go to pin him, he kicks out. So I just lay on him back first. He couldn't breathe. 1, 2, 3, I became champion. Now, fun fact, we actually had 2 other titles at the time. The we were using the spinner belt for the world, then we had the actual world title that we used for the Royal, and then we had the ECW, so that basically Billy would end up, he pinned Austin again to win the second most prestigious, which was the World Heavyweight, and Austin had the ECW, but then we cut that because it was stupid as fuck. But, yeah, it was because I asked one simple question that set up for the title, and then we went from there and had our first scripted match the following week between me and Chaotic, which we scripted a little bit. Like we didn't do much in the match. It was basically both hit a finisher right off the bat, German suplex, trade some moves, and then I hit the F5 and pin him because he took the title off me later on September 25th.
And then, what do you consider more of? Do you consider scripted or non-scripted matches?
What do you mean?
Like, which one you think fits more towards a match?
That depends on who's in it. For example, go back to Final Judgment 2. Jackson Brooks' Diablo submission match was not scripted. It was not scripted. Because I trusted them to go out there and do it. Now, go back to Nevermore 1 when George the Butcher, Chaotic, and Akumu were going at it. If you notice, there was about 100 finisher kickouts. I know it's exaggerating, but because I wasn't going to script a winner. Well, I whispered in Billy's ear, hey, I think George should win this. Kind of regretted it because of what happened. I think Akumu should have.
Same here.
Actually, scratch that. I think Z should have. I think Jackson should have.
True.
That should have been his moment, but I got cold feet with it and shot it down. Sorry, Z. I'm just glad he got his moment.
Not a lot of people talk about him, but what are your thoughts on Jackson Brooks?
Okay. His ego minorly annoys me in the chat when he compares himself to AJ Styles. Do not compare him to AJ. Do not compare yourself to AJ Styles. AJ Styles is the best wrestler on the planet, but he's undercredited. The dude rarely had a bad match. The only person he worked kind of shitty with was Akumu. I think that's because Akumu, Akumu's a little scary when he wants to be, but he's undercredited. I mean, he had a great match with Imperious. He had a great match with Raven. In his first couple matches, he had 2 great matches with you. He had a really good match with Chaotic, a couple with Diablo, 2 great ones with me.
Ow.
Okay. He had a couple other classics. And he was really one of the shining people, like the shining stars. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, Brooke.
Headbanging bird.
Brooke just told me no.
Whoa. He was one of the shining stars when CWA was falling during the Enlightenment. I mean, you can tell he was having fun. He was going out there and enjoying himself. Just going back and forth with whoever. He was having fun, and he was one of the shining stars around that time period.
What took so long to get him the world title?
Well, you see, Royal Rumble Missionary 15, he was supposed to win. I think the fans know that. Problem was he was late as fuck that day. He was also supposed to win the King of Hardcore.
Yeah.
I said, fuck that. He doesn't deserve it because he wasn't doing enough. While you had Akumu, who I'm like, okay, I'm going to cash in on Akumu, but he's going to come back and win the Rumble. I'm like, he deserves it because he's on this upward push. So we had Akumu take it. And then Money in the Bank at 21, this was funny as hell. Everyone's down in the ring. Nathan was gone. I think Christian Big Rig, he was hurt. They're all in the ring. Ed's outside the ring starting to climb the ladder. No one's looking. I actually looked at Ed. Ed looked at me and I nodded, basically saying, take it. And ultimately I'm glad because it saved Nevermore 1's main event. Now again, what would have happened if Z would have won it? I'm assuming we would have did the same exact thing. That Z probably would have cashed in. But maybe Z would have won it, and unlike Akuma.
Well, if he did won 21's Money in the Bank, who would you have given 23's to? Like, if you could think on top of your head right now, who do you think you would have given it to?
Fuck. That's difficult, because I don't know where Z would have been then. I mean, who knows what would have happened. I'll say, honestly, just because he was so damn good, especially when he first came in, I was shocked. Or maybe Cryptic, maybe Genesis. Because Genesis was being talked about, but then he got the second concussion. Maybe Cryptic, maybe Genesis. One of those two, maybe. I don't know. That's hard. That's hard to think about. There's so many ideas I've had that just never came to fruition, which is kind of a shame.
Now, let's talk about opponents and matches. Like, what matches that you've been involved in that you have enjoyed doing?
Like just enjoy doing, or look back and
it's say damn, I pulled off a really good match with this person.
I mean, at this point, my ego's so high about myself. A lot of them. Honestly, one person I love wrestling because it's always good, and now our last 3 matches were phenomenal. Is Cryptic. The matches we had, I watched Omega versus Okada. from Wrestle Kingdom 11. If you haven't seen that match, go watch it. Yes, it's 46 minutes. It's 46 minutes of fucking art. It's amazing. After I watch it, I'm like, okay, I want to steal the greatest singles match of all time. Who the fuck do I do it with? Well, then there was talk of Cryptic coming back. And I'm like, this is the guy. Me and Cryptic going at it. And for those of you who recall that singles match on January 13th, that was an amazing match. I mean, I loved the matches with Cryptic. Now there are other people too. I loved wrestling you. We have some classics out there, including the one on the screen currently.
Well, it might not be on the screen currently when I edit this.
That's some bullshit.
If it's not there, it's the suplex makes dream execution.
Yeah. Me and Diablo, me and him always have good matches now. Me and Chaotic, I love wrestling Chaotic, even though I'm not a huge fan of him personally, and I could care less if anyone tells him that. He knows this. At least he should. But, he's fun to wrestle. I mean, he's small. I like wrestling small people because you can just throw them. Me and him work so well together because me and him have feuded for 2 years now. He knows what to do with me. I know what to do with him. We work well together because he's your speed, agile person. I'm more your power type. I mean, not with everybody, but with him because he is smaller. Me and Reckless, we just had 2 amazing matches. Well, we had 3 overall with the one at 30, but 35 and 37 are 2 of my favorite matches I've ever had. Me and Raven, I like wrestling. Me and Imperious from 9. I was proud of that. That was great.
Now, you want to talk about Imperious a little bit?
Sure.
Now, Imperious, what happened with the situation with him and Akumu?
Okay. I'm going to because I know you guys have heard the bias.
Because no, I don't think the truth has ever been spoken out yet.
The biased truth has. Here's what happened. He did owe Akumu a lot of money leading into 13. And Akumu kind of brought me aside the one day when I was walking with him and said, he's not who he used to be. It was honestly depressing because those 2 go back a long ways. He said Imperious is not who he used to be. Well, David's not who he used to be. And then 13 came along. Well, do I want to touch that subject? Yeah, I'm going to. There was an incident with Imperious where he kind of took some shit he shouldn't have taken, and it looked like he was ODing. Some people say it's fake, some people say it's not. I've had people tell me that there's no way what he should have taken should have done much at all. Then I've had people tell me that it should have killed him. Akumu was cracking jokes. Now, this is right before Missionary 9. This is a day before 9. So, fun fact, this happened a day before me and David's match. Akumu was cracking jokes about it. And I'm sitting here like, this guy's kind of a dick. His friend here is like, he may be dying, and he's cracking jokes. Well, a couple months later, I came to find out why the fuck he's cracking jokes. Because of the kind of person that David turned out to be. Well, in the end, Akumu did get some of his money back, but then gave him more money. So to this day, Akumu is still owed money. Plus, at some point, he broke into Akumu's house and stole $80. So, yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, I think Ed did mention that before, because then whatever her...
Yeah, Jocelyn almost beat the fuck out of him.
Didn't she punch him in the face or something?
She tried to. He ran away. Yeah, Akumu's fiance tried beating the shit out of David, so you think Akumu's a badass. I mean, he is. There's no doubt in that.
We want to see little Akumus in the future.
Oh my god. Little Akumu beating little baby Genesises with belts.
Little belts.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, Imperious, I'll tell you right now, Marcus, this is mainly to you and anyone else who's a fan of him, he ain't going to be at 40. There's no way. He'll never be allowed here again.
Who do you know on top of your head that will definitely 100% not be at 40?
David.
That's it?
Yep. It's the only guy. It's the only one I know for 100%. I mean, there are people that I don't think are going to be here. Just because I think they'll forget or they don't care enough anymore. For example, Dragon. Sheik.
Dragon!
Actually, I did ask Ernie if he wants to come with. He didn't respond, though, asshole.
And then I guess that's a no, then.
I don't know. Supposedly he wants to come back, though. I don't know.
Chaos will kick his ass, though. Maybe.
He's a bitch.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. We'll see.
But no, Chaotic and Dragon have had problems. I don't give a shit about those issues. Those are stupid. I don't care about them. But, yeah, the only one that's not going to be here guaranteed is David. He's not allowed here anymore.
Why's that?
My dad.
So, okay.
And Akumu would kill him, assuming somebody else doesn't get to him first.
Now, do you think Akumu deserved to get all the stuff that Imperius was supposed to get?
Okay, this has been something that even Akumu has questioned over the past, what are we going on, year and a half, almost getting close to 2. Yes. Here's the thing with the time period that Akumu came back at No Holds Barred for. We were at an interesting time, and we were at a good time. But we were kind of gearing away from Chaotic and Diablo and myself and even you to a minor extent. We were pushing George. We were pushing Imperius, which with Imperius came Akumu. Raven had left, so that was another issue. We had to fill that gap. Akumu, by the end of his first full month, was a 2-time hardcore champion. 1/2 of the longest reigning tag champs of all time. Which means he was a 1-time tag champ, too. 1-time royal champion. 1-time world champion, and broke the streak. Now, right there, people were like, he's overrated. The thing was, I mean, even at that point, he wasn't a great performer, and he'll admit that himself, but he was still a pretty decent performer. I mean, he wasn't bad by any means. The match he had with you and Diablo at Missionary 12 was decent, which...
Oh, I hate that match.
That sounds like a fucking dream match now. But it was just a simple match back then.
Ed slips off the slide because I just started in the rain.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
Also, he was the first, really, and only guy to hold 3 championships at once. Arguably you when we...
Yeah, but the one was inactive.
Yeah. But, I mean, he deserved it. And plus, look at what the dude's done. He has saved so many events. He saved 13. He saved 15. He saved 18. Nevermore 1. 21. Fucking Missionary. There's a couple other missionaries. He saved 31. He saved multiple events. And how that dude has so many classics under his ass. It ain't even funny. Yeah, Akumu, he deserves it. I mean, he is one of the goddamn greatest, even arguably the greatest to ever step foot here.
Do you also think he's the most decorated of all time here?
Yeah, I mean, you look at his accomplishments. I'll go over a quick one. He's 6-time world, 2-time royal. I think he's like an 8 or 9-time tag, 2-time IC.
You should just put it up on your screen.
7-time hardcore. I'd have to pull up 2 screens.
Okay.
He's like a 7-time hardcore, broke the streak, Rumble winner, 2-time Money in the Bank, like an 11-time Missionary Award winner, including Superstar of the Year for 2016. And I'm pretty sure there's even more than that he's accomplished. He's held multiple championships at the same time, including holding 3 at the same damn time. He has the second most eliminations in a Royal Rumble. He has the most overall at 15. I think the second most is Chris at 12. Yeah, he is decorated as fuck. But he earned it. He earned every bit of it. He's a legend and a half.
Like, what's your favorite Akumu, moment?
That depends. I mean, there's some fucking funny ones. Like, there's some good ones. The list of horrors. But my favorite Akumu moment is when he broke the streak. Because the thing is, CWA changed after that day. What that did, when he broke that streak, it kind of made everyone free. Because a lot of people were sick and tired of losing to George. They were. And fun fact, a lot of people don't know this, Akumu was Royal Champion at the time, if you recall. Well, not when he broke the streak, but before that, like 12 to 13. He was supposed to drop it to George in between 12 and 13. George wasn't able to show. Thank God he wasn't.
Now, how come George had the streak that he had?
Billy. He gave me the idea. Billy wanted to break it. Yeah, okay, we'll go on this topic. Here's the truth behind that. Billy had the idea of George having a streak because when George came in, he was a monster. This dude was strong as fuck, especially back here. We hadn't seen someone like this, and he was damn good back in the day. He really isn't given enough credit for how good he was back in the day, which is kind of a shame. He's kind of overlooked like Daniel, too. It's a shame because he don't like Daniel, but they're kind of the same in a way.
Well, Daniel likes George, though. If
he sees this, he's going to kill me because I just compared him to Daniel, but it's kind of true. He's not given the credit he should be by a lot of guys. Billy was supposed to break the streak. The streak was only going to go to like 5 or 6-0 by mission. He was supposed to break it at 6. George got hurt at 5. we were still planning on Billy breaking it at 13. What would have happened is, as if you guys recall, Billy was supposed to retire me at 11, go on to defeat Austin at 12 for a number one contender shot, and then beat George at 13. Well, we're getting closer and closer to 11. Number one, I was shitting out of retirement. I'm like, I am not retiring. I love this too much. And then I'm sitting there to George like, David was on the uprising Imperious. I'm like, dude, why would Billy break the streak? He's an established star. He doesn't need it. Imperious, if he breaks the streak, will put him on a level on his own. He will be on a top level with one single victory, like when Lesnar broke the Undertaker streak. Did Lesnar need it? No. The streak victory went to a waste. With us, we weren't doing that. You know, I'm like, Imperious would benefit hugely. Imperious was supposed to hold the title from 12 to 16. It would have been the longest world championship reign ever.
Now, do you think, personally, I don't know, this has popped in my head, but do you think some people left CWA, like Brandon, for example, do you think they were getting tired of having to lose to, like, George and all that?
I'll say it's possible, but only Brandon would be Raven would be a person of that, because, or at least a big star of that, but I don't think he did either. I think just genuinely, see, the thing with Raven, the thing people don't understand about him and why he doesn't really come around, Raven was kind of forced into this. So the one day, of course I'm getting a phone call, they can wait. So, oh, that's my sister, I should probably answer that, but I'll get that in a minute. So, I'll answer this and then call her back. But, so basically what happened is, he kind of, like, he came in December before we were recording. He came in like 2 weeks before Missionary 1. By Missionary 2, we were recording. But really, he wasn't around many people. And at that point, he was shy and very innocent, and still kind of is. And then we started bringing other people in. And really, he couldn't come to me and say, you know, we're in the midst of the atonement angle, and say, oh, yeah, I want to leave. Then he got a job. And he said, if I can't put 100% into this, I don't want to do it. Which was right after the atonement ended. I mentioned in a promo that I deleted because you couldn't hear it. Me and him used to walk around the neighborhood just bullshitting about CWA. And fun fact, I told him, and this is kind of getting off topic, I told him from that summer of 2017 is when I want to end CWA. I didn't think we'd make it, but we're less than 2 months away. But yeah, I don't think Raven was necessarily upset with losing, as he was just kind of not into that as much as he, like everyone else.
Now, what finally made Brandon make the decision to come back for 40?
Well, you see, when you nag and nag someone long enough, you tend to get what you want. So, of course, we got him for 30's Rumble. I don't know how the hell I did that. I don't remember. I think he just was offering to do it. Oh, yeah, we were supposed to have him referee our match for 30, but the cocksucker dicked out. So, fun fact, instead of George, it was supposed to be Raven. But I still like Brandon now. I call him a cocksucker, but he's okay. He's an okay liberal. But he's a liberal. So
he got shut down by Reckless.
Yeah, that was funny. But ultimately, just like everybody else, it's 40. Why the fuck would you miss 40? Why? Well, he's like, I'll do 40. And then he ultimately did 30's Rumble. He did the appearance at 34, which a lot of people don't remember, unfortunately, with me and Anubis' match, well, with me as Leatherface, which is kind of a shame because that was a really good match and it's going to be an underrated classic, which thank God I don't need the old channel for that. But, yeah, I mean, it was good.
Yeah, speaking of Chris now, let's talk about Chris. Now, let's talk about his...
I do not have an obsession with Chris. Marcus, that goes to you. God damn it.
Let's talk about his United States title reign. Now, it's been...
Wow, that was an awful change.
It's been mixed. Like, what are your thoughts on his United States title reign?
It's the greatest United States title run of all time. That's my thoughts. Better than... Now, before people say I'm bitching about... No, Nick's U.S. title run, his second, even his first one wasn't terrible. But
he just didn't drop it.
Yeah, and, you know, every time he tried defending it, something fucked it up. But Chris's has been phenomenal. He won it in that street fight with me as Leatherface back in, like, January. And then he had the Raven Memorial, which was great. He's defended it multiple times since. He defended it against Bailey in a great match. Shane... maybe even someone else. And then he had the great match with me at 35. I love that match. I think I actually like watching it more than 35 sevens. I don't know which one I like better as a match, though. And then he defended it in the main event of 36 with Akumu and Maniac, and he was probably the star of that match, I'll be honest. And then again, me at fucking 38 or 37. And now he's going on to, I hope we announce this before Saturday, he's facing me, Akumu, and Diablo in an elimination match at 38 for it. I love the reign. I think it's been great. And I have to thank Daniel, because Daniel put his U.S. title on him. And I'm like, let's give him ours. Let's see what he does with it. And look what happened.
Now, because I think I've mentioned this to you before, like, personally, if I went back and changed it, I would have given him the Intercontinental title and just went off with the belt. But
yeah.
Do you think it could have been the Intercontinental title?
No. And here's why. Because the IC title has not had prestige in PGW until I got it. And you can bitch about my ego all you want. The problem is, we give it to... Okay, it had it with Chris a little bit. It had it a lot with Nick. But then Leatherface got it, had an okay run. Carter Woods got it, left after that. Joker got it, rarely showed up. Chaotic got it, defended it once. Maniac got it, defended it twice, and then wasn't able to defend it at 30 against Cryptic. Akumu got it. Akumu had a good run with it, actually, when he turned heel. Who won it after that? Was it me? Yeah, it was me.
Wait, it went from Akumu to...
Me. It was vacant. I think it was vacant.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So, I got it, and I'm like, okay, when I put a title on myself, I don't plan on doing nothing with it. I plan on making this bitch prestigious, which I started to, but then I kind of started failing with. Then me and Nick had our matches with it. And me and Nick, again, I talked about how great they
I
were.
personally think it saved the title for him. Because honestly, if it wasn't for that feud, I think you guys would have retired.
I think we would have. I think we were going to, actually.
Yeah.
And then we had that feud. And then
you were supposed to retire.
Yeah, I
32.
forgot. I was supposed
Yeah.
to retire at 32
And then,
also.
and then Chris was planned to be the third undisputed champion at 33.
Yeah, Chris was going to be an undisputed
Yeah.
champion. God, I don't remember that shit. Fuck, I've been hitting the head too much. But yeah, Chris was supposed to be an undisputed champ. I've been supposed to retire 4 times. 11 I was supposed to leave. After Leatherface came in, which I'm sure we'll talk about Leatherface later, because no one knows the origins of that. I was actually contemplating giving up Beerus and permanently doing Leatherface. Then I was contemplating retiring after I became undisputed champion at 26, because I'm like, what the fuck else do I have to do? And then I was contemplating retiring at 32 after Renaissance. But yeah, I mean, and then Shane had his run and all that fun shit.
And then what brought the idea of having Shane with the Intercontinental title?
Okay, so it was kind of like me and Lunatic versus Genesis and Chris Reckless, right? We all had a title. There was no other titles anywhere else. The only other title was the world title with Maniac. So I'm like, okay, we got to shift titles here. I'm like, Chris is on a good U.S. title. I don't want to ruin that. Genesis had the Warriors. I'm like, he's right on a return. I don't want him to drop it. And even Lunatic I was trying to give something to. So I'm like, I'll drop it to Shane. Fuck it. A lot of people shit on Shane's IC title run. I liked it because it made him look like an underdog, which is what he's supposed to look like. Yeah, it made him look weak at points, but ultimately he got the victory over Leatherface and all that other shit. I'm glad we put it on Assault. And ultimately set up for him and Mordecai, who worked disturbingly well together. I mean, this Mordecai, you heard Maniac say it, you've heard other people say it. He's a unique one. I don't know much about this motherfucker, even outside of PGW. I don't. But I love Mordecai versus Zero Assault. They're great matches.
Yeah, let's talk about titles too. I think you talked to me about this outside of here.
Probably.
But I don't know the answer to this, but why did you bring back the tag team titles?
Want the truth? Because I wanted to bring Leatherface back, and Zero Assault had nothing to do. So I'm like, fuck it, let's team them up, because those two work so well as opponents. I love wrestling Shane as Leatherface. It's fun. And I'm like, well, let's give them the tag titles. They can hold it for a while. We see how I do with Shane. It can help give Shane something else, because Shane otherwise was going to be a jobber the rest of the time in PGW. I got to remember not to reveal script. I almost just did. But he wasn't going to do much, honestly, because there was just nothing for him to do. But bringing that back makes a new tag team of unique proportions and gives both guys something to do.
Now, speaking of Leatherface, how was Leatherface created?
I've been hoping you'd ask this for the past 20 minutes. Okay. I don't remember. Leatherface was actually supposed to debut a little bit earlier than originally planned. Leatherface is... I debuted him, I think, solely for... Why the fuck? I can't exactly remember why I debuted him. I really can't, which kind of upsets me. But I know that I had an idea for a second gimmick, and all this other shit. God damn it, I hate dogs sometimes. And then ultimately, his goal was Renaissance, which the Renaissance, again, I love, in my opinion, greatest faction of all fucking time. But Leatherface, I mean, his real reasoning for being here was Leatherface was for Renaissance, basically. And, yeah, that was that.
But then, with the Enlightenment, and then with me leaving, it pretty much killed CWA. Now, with the Renaissance, and it pretty much almost did, do you think the Renaissance almost killed PGW?
I think it almost killed it, but I think it saved it also. See, here's the thing with Renaissance. It was when after Nevermore 2 happened, which is one of the worst events we've ever put on. It was when Cryptic kept interfering and shit, and the matches were pretty shitty, and George was just about to leave, and all this other crap was going on. And all of a sudden, Leatherface and Jackson Brooks have a side match, which, fun fact is, I'm pretty sure Z's only side match. I'm like, I want to see what we do with this character, this Leatherface character, which ultimately made me want to keep PGW going, because it almost ended after Nevermore 2, if a lot of you guys remember. I did that pipe bomb as Beerus, which got a lot of people. It was blocked. Like, even if the channel wasn't taken, it was blocked, which majorly pissed me off. But that pipe bomb got things into it. But Leatherface ultimately saved PGW because I was so interested in what I could do with this brand new character that I thought, let's go with it.
Now, let's talk about Nevermore 2. Why did the ending happen as it did?
Okay, well, you see, we had a couple matches that day. Cryptic and George kind of sucked. Me and Carter Woods pretty much sucked. Carter Woods and Chris Reckless pretty much sucked. We had the Possession Metas tag match. Sucked. Cryptic interfered way too early. It sucked as a match in general. Bailey got fucked up. Had the hardcore scramble. Sucked ass. Pretty much besides the glass tube to Akumu. And Cryptic didn't know Carter Woods was a bitch and didn't want to take a glass tube because I guess Mommy Woods would beat his ass. I don't know. I mean, the highlight of that event was you doing your appearance in the scramble. Because there was nothing else to that event. Me and Akumu were trying to have a match. Cryptic interfered way too early, which is why I got pissed. I did something to Nick. I picked Austin up and threw him on the board. And I walked off. It's the only time I've ever walked off in a match.
Ed walked off the scramble, too.
Yeah, Ed walked off in the scramble and that match. And PGW almost ended there because I was like, this is getting pathetic. Like, this ain't even fun anymore.
Now, do you think... I think a lot of people bring this up. Do you think Nick was attempted authority back then when he came in?
I think Nick... I'm trying to put this nicely. I think Nick kind of wanted to do things a little more his way because he wasn't used to being around guys like us. Again, we're a lot younger than Nick. Nick's 27. He's 28 now. He was 27 when he came in. Nick's a little bit older than us. Well, he's a lot older than us. Only Akumu. I mean, Akumu's 23 now. I know he looks like he's about 16, but...
Moo.
But, it was... I mean, I don't think he liked kind of listening to younger guys, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe... I don't know. It's one of those things I don't really know enough about why he tried doing what he did. But I think he learned real quick. Because the following missionary, he lost to fucking lunatic willingly.
Yeah. Because I don't think... A lot of people didn't really like Nick when they first started. But personally, for me, I actually liked Nick. In fact, I was actually talking to him a lot when Nevermore 2 started.
I liked his talent when that dude came in. And a lot of people don't remember that. When he first came in, he started coming around between CWA and PGW's like the switch from CWA to PGW. And I'm sitting here like, this dude's good. This dude's really, really good. Like, he knows his shit. God damn, was he good. I mean, he still is. From last time I wrestled him at 34. But god damn, when he came in, dude, I was like, this dude could launch PGW. And he was a huge part in it. He was. I gotta give credit.
Like, and then Greg came in too. Now, this is a match everyone's wanted to see. Do you think we'll ever see Cryptic versus Maniac?
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
Probably not. I think we've dodged it too many times. It was supposed to happen at 25, 27, 30, and 36. It has not happened.
Then Greg. Do you think Greg was also part of the Intempt Authority thing, or no?
Yes, at Fallout, he interfered in every goddamn match. Every single one of them, he got involved with. Greg, I didn't like Greg at first at all. Like, I did not like him. I'm like, this dude, I don't like this guy very much. I can't say I didn't hate him that badly. I didn't like him very much. I'm like, this dude, and he didn't even seem that good to me at first. But then all of a sudden, get to Resurrection till now. Well, no, not till now. Well, yeah, till now, but all of a sudden it's like a switch went off. He's sitting here walking from Washington to here, wrestling in the cold, wrestling. You know, him and Steve walked here in 15-degree weather, which is about a 4-hour walk. He was putting on classics with Akumu, good match with Reckless, great match with me at 33, good matches with Shug Knight. But at first, yes, I do feel like he was attempted authority, but then toned his ass down real quick, and he still does from time to time. I didn't know that spear was coming on Genesis at 37, but that was a Goldberg spear, so I didn't give a shit.
What are your thoughts on Maniac, though? His wrestling talents and all that.
He's not given enough credit. He's like George and fucking Daniel. He's not given enough credit. I mean, you have to think he was one of the shining guys. It's funny, I was just talking about Z earlier. He was one of the shining stars, and every time I say shining stars, I think of that shitty-ass tag team in WWE.
It is shitty anyway.
It's fucking terrible. Now they're on SmackDown, but maybe we'll talk about the fucking shakeup, which was garbage. But, so, I mean, he was one of the shining stars in the fucking, like, November to January time period. If it wasn't for him, I don't think we would have made it. If it wasn't for him, Akumu, and everybody else that wrestled in that time period, I don't think we would have made it through December. I mean, December was a dark month for PGW.
Now, what are your thoughts on, and this is more of a question and also a wrestler opinion for all these guys, what are your thoughts on Greg bringing in Shug Knight, TJ Storm, and Bull Durham, and maybe even Havoc, too? And what are your thoughts on all of them together?
I don't have a problem with it. I mean,
it's more guys though, but it's still good.
It gives guys opportunities that they're not going to get anywhere else. You don't understand. I mean, wrestling in this area ain't a big deal. It's not. I mean, it's giving these guys, you know, a way to release some aggression, have some fun, meet new people. Havoc you'll never see again. Not that he ever amounted to dick, but I forgot he used to come here. Dude, I forgot a lot of people used to come here, but. For example, Shug Knight, I mean, he was another one. Big star in December. I mean, he still could improve a lot. He's still kind of dangerous, but...
I'm sorry about this, but I want to add another question.
Sure, go ahead, I don't care.
What were your thoughts on his Warriors title run?
I liked it. I thought it was really good. I don't think he was... He wasn't at 34. I mean, it kind of got a little shitty at the end, but he was defended against all comers. It made him look good, and I thought he was a very good Warriors champion.
All right, you can continue from the previous question.
It gives these guys something to do. Like, someone even asked me, they're like, do you think these guys can actually make it in the time that we have left? I'm like, no, probably not. But, number one, maybe. I doubt it. But number two, like, it's after it's over, there's no going back. So I want to give these guys, let them have a little bit of fun. You know, I don't know TJ Storm really at all, and I don't know Bull Durham at all. I met him the day he came here, the day he debuted. And, you know, these guys can have some fun. They can go at it and enjoy themselves. They can release some anger and, you know, leave a lasting impression, which I think that's going to be a problem at the end of it, is a lasting impression. I always tell people all the time, I'm like, the one thing you want to have is closure. I know we're kind of going off topic again, but the one thing you want to have is closure. That's what some people here never had. Closure, in my opinion, is so important. For example, George. Look at him. He left in an absolutely shitty way back in May. But he came back at 30. Now again, he is supposed to be doing 40. But if he wouldn't have, he still had good closure with the Renaissance. Raven, if he wasn't doing 40, that would have been a shitty closure. You know, yeah, he shows up for the Raven Memorial and he shows up for a Q&A and a 30 appearance. But his last real match, I break his arm. Closure is so important in my opinion. It's so vital to the legacy of these guys, because the thing is what we've done, like, it's touched so many lives. I'm going to go in a bit of a speech. It's touched so many lives over a screen, in the ring, watching from the fucking, you know, the patio. it has touched so many lives, changed so many lives, because we made a family. We have. And again, I don't like Billy very much, but he was a part of our family. I don't like David anymore. He was a part of our family. And what they did in the ring as their wrestling personas cannot be forgotten. It can't be. Because it's something special and it's something we'll cherish till the day we die. And it's something we can show our kids and our grandkids. This is what we did as teenagers. I don't recommend it because it kills your body. But we had a passion unlike anything we've ever done.
That's if you get the channel back. But what are your thoughts on Lunatic?
You had to add that fucking comment. I should hit you, bitch.
Ad-libbing, biatch. But what are your thoughts on Lunatic?
He sucks. He sucks.
But then why did he retire?
But
yeah,
I will give him credit. He came to me before 37. Fun fact, that match we had at 37 was taped like 5 days prior, if you couldn't notice. He said, Steven, I'm not a wrestler. I'm never going to be. And you know what? I want you all to really think about that. Because how much that has to hurt inside, that the one thing he has a passion for, he realizes he can't do. And he admits it to me. I mean, he said thank you for giving. That thank you that he gave me in that match, that was legit. He thanked me. He's like, thank you for, that you're letting, he's like, thank you that you're letting me have you as my final opponent. He's like, I'm so glad to go out against a wrestler of your caliber. And again, I have an ego huge about myself, but even when people tell me, thank you for doing this for me because of your caliber, when fans say great matches, that means a lot. It really does. But I mean, I was very grateful that I was very happy he admitted what he admitted. And the match was good. It was probably the best match of his career. So while he was not good in the ring, he left on a very good note, at least in my opinion. And I can respect what he said and what he did.
Now, what happened with the throw punch incident?
He pissed Bailey off. Just about all I can say is he pissed Bailey off. It was funny.
Yeah, and do you know exactly why he left the way he did?
Lunatic?
Yep, was it because of him?
Nobody here liked him because he is fucking annoying, I'll say that. He can very much be fucking annoying. And people were hurting him because he was stupid in the ring, he was dumb in the ring, and I think it was getting to the point where he scared someone's gonna severely hurt his ass, so he made the move, he realized he wasn't gonna make it far here, and he left.
Now, there's only one more thing I do want to ask you before we talk about some other
bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll come back to CWA PGW at some point.
True. Hold on, I'm looking for it on my phone here. Here, this is the last thing I want to talk to you about.
3 more.
This incident.
God damn it.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! You got it.
What were your thoughts on the pee-pee stomp?
The pee-pee stomp or the incident itself?
Both.
The pee-pee stomp, best thing I've ever done. Okay, not best thing, but it's become strangely iconic here. It's like Akumu Cuz Cow. It's funny and it's weird, but it's iconic now. Akumu Cuz Cow, ground, and all that other shit. As for the incident, I was not liking how Billy was leading up to that because literally he was never here. He was never on camera. I mean, we put the IC title on him so he could make it prestigious. Didn't really do that. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like there's gonna be some snitch that goes ahead and bitches to Billy about.
And then what about the match with Greg?
Well,
he was kicking out 6-5 finishers.
Okay, I don't know if you guys remember. Back in the day, we always kicked out of finishers. Well, around July, like Missionary 25, Akumu and Reckless's match, I said, enough! They are called a finisher for a reason. They are supposed to finish a match. Apparently, Chaotic didn't catch that memo and kicked out of 2 roll of dices. The match was an okay match. Overall, it was good. That set me off. And then how reckless he was getting in the match with Akumu and Maniac. I actually told Akumu at some point, yeah, the fans don't know this, I told him, if he pisses you off, you can hurt him. I don't care. There's going to be some asshole that bitches. Do I realize my mistake? Yes, I do. That's a bad idea to tell somebody. If he would have gotten hurt, would I have probably cared at that point? Probably not. But it was not the best way to go about doing that. It wasn't the right way. It wasn't the mature way. It wasn't the adult way. I regret how I went about doing it. As for the incident with me and him, I was kicking him out of Renaissance because literally it was getting to the point where it was a joke that he was our leader. He never really was. I mean, he was supposed to be, but it was kind of like more or less me. Actually, no, I won't even go that far. I was the leader of the Atonement. I really wasn't the leader of Renaissance. It was kind of a 3-man thing with me, Cryptic, and Reckless. I mean, we were a 3-man army. The Renaissance, people don't understand. I'll finish this topic, then go to that. But PP Stomp, I mean, it could have been handled better. It could have, I'll admit. I could have handled it a lot better. I had one of my overreacting moments, which fans, I mean, they know much about. That's why Genesis was gone for 3 months, because I overreacted to one incident. And I do regret those, I'll admit. But, I mean, the incident overall was just a shit fucking time, and it set up a lot of issues that still to this day aren't 100% resolved. So, we're going on 7 months, and they're still not 100% resolved, so. But Renaissance, a lot of people hated Renaissance. Genesis hated Renaissance. Diablo hated Renaissance. Kumu fucking hated Renaissance.
Without a doubt. Boo!
Yeah, he hates me having a fucking pop can during the crucifixion. Oh, fun fact. Crucifixion was actually taken down. We got a strike against the channel, but then I think Chris filed an appeal, and we got the crucifixion back and the strike taken away. The only thing now is it's age restricted. Crucifixion is, in my opinion, the greatest thing we've ever done because it was so despicable, it was so disgusting, and it was so awesome at the same time. However, if we did it now, it would be 15 times more violent. I'm going to be straight up. Like, we would probably get thrown off YouTube. Continue.
Now, is there anything else you want to talk about for PGW, CWA before we talk about any other subjects?
We'll probably end it with a couple more topics. I'm sure there's a couple more things I'll think of, but no, we can move on if you have other questions.
Okay. Yeah, let's talk about, you said you wanted to talk about WWE for a while.
Well, if you have questions.
Now, you had that shake-up, right? What were your thoughts on that?
It was dumb. Dumb as fuck. Stupid. No point. Here's why. Okay. We only just got the separate brands 9 months ago. Back in July. Why have a shake-up so fucking soon? See, if you recall back in 2002 when they split the brands the first time.
That's when the brand was actually meaningful.
Yeah. When they split the brands, they didn't have a draft in 03. They waited till 04. Which was a smart move. And the shake-up, they didn't even call it a draft. They called it a shake-up. The only ones that were really meaningful were Bray Wyatt going to Raw, which was stupid. That was dumb. He's fucked now. Miz going to Raw, which is also stupid in my opinion. Owens going to SmackDown and Zayn going to SmackDown, I liked. The only one I hate more than anything is Charlotte going to SmackDown, because now she's going to go win like 5 titles over there. She is so overrated.
Now, what ones do you wish were changed?
Preferably, just don't fucking do it. Like, it was dumb. I think it was too soon. I think it was fucking stupid. I think a lot of the picks just didn't make sense. I think they got cold feet because there were rumors Reigns was going to get drafted. I think they got cold feet on a lot of things. I think they got scared, so they just kind of threw it together. I don't even know if it was necessarily planned. I wonder if they just did it on the fly and, shit happens.
Well, at least AJ Styles didn't go to Raw.
Yeah, thank God. Word is he's going to have this little baby feud with Owens and go face Orton for the title, and hopefully he takes it off Orton, because Orton has no business being champion.
Yeah. Now, I'm trying to think. Goldberg's already gone. We already mentioned that in the WrestleMania review that you don't like Goldberg anymore.
Nope. He has no business being in the fucking ring.
What about Brock Lesnar as the part-timer champion?
It's getting old quick. Like, I used to be a monumental fan of Brock Lesnar. Half my moveset was based around him. But the thing is, Lesnar hasn't had a good match since Undertaker at 2015, the Hell in a Cell. And, I mean, he has not had a good match since October 2015. He sweats more now than ever. He's getting fatter. And I hate that the fucking Universal title, the supposed flagship show's title is on another part-timer. It's retarded. Yeah.
Now, I'm trying to think here. Oh yeah, that you showed me this video when I came here earlier today. It was the Braun Strowman fight with Roman Reigns.
That was so funny.
It was like I still can't. I like that part you showed me. I think with the ambulance.
Yeah, he's in the ambulance. He's like, I'm not through yet. Dude, Strowman, I mean, this dude's good as fuck.
He's a fucking monster, dude.
Remember at, I think the Rumble, he picked Big Show up on his shoulder like nothing.
He did.
Like, yeah, I know he's a big guy, but I've seen guys like Khali even struggle to pick him up. Strowman picked him up like he was the size of like Cena.
Well, I think he's done strongest man competitions, I think.
Oh, I bet. That motherfucker is strong as fuck.
Hi, Marcus.
Oh, Marcus, you text me. But
Marcus tried to steal Beerus' spotlight on Storytime.
yeah, well, Marcus, well, you called me a bitch. That is mean, meanie weenie, bad dog. But anyway, yeah, Strowman, he's a fucking beast. I mean, that dude he's something else. He could be a top fucking guy for years.
Braun Strowman needs to be Universal Champion, or World Champion in the future, even though they're both world titles. But I mean, Braun Strowman needs to be World Champion in the future.
So I'm just gonna piss off some fans. I like Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
You know this whole story time doesn't have to be about wrestling, right?
Yeah, I know.
You
But
can ask
I know,
me questions.
why did you why you like Reigns?
Okay, I used to hate Reigns, but at the same time, I realized they're going to push him anyway. And the thing is, he actually doesn't suck. Well, number one, he has the second greatest spear ever, second only to Goldberg, former Goldberg.
He hugs people.
That's Edge.
Roman.
Superman punch, I like. That drive-by dropkick is sweet. He is. I mean, you can tell he can come off as a badass. He shouldn't get what he gets, but at the same time, I mean, he made Undertaker look great at WrestleMania. I think I covered that. Yeah. And he's been busting his ass. Like, he's been taking these fucking boos and he's still going with it. And he's busting his ass. He really is busting ass, let's be honest. He had a great match with Strowman at Fastlane, great match with Undertaker at WrestleMania. I love that match. I thought it was a great match. Maybe not great, but it was pretty damn good. Had some other great matches.
That spear to Taker, though.
That sketched me out.
On the announcer table.
I thought Undertaker was fucking hurt. Nope, Reigns Reigns. He did good. I was happy.
Now let's talk about hobbies and interests and all that. What do you usually do outside of wrestling?
Shit, I don't know. I have a life outside of wrestling.
Masturbate. That's what everyone says.
No shit. I'm a straight guy. What the hell do you expect me to do? I love Dragon Ball. I'm assuming you would know by my name. If you don't know where my name's from, you're a fucking moron.
Dragon Ball.
This is why we have school shootings. Anyway.
Condolences to San Bernardino.
I don't give a what the fuck is that?
I guess there was a shooting down at
Okay,
San
well, because you say shit like Dragon Ball is why we have school shootings in San Bernardino. Sorry, whoever lost your life in San Bernardino.
There was an office shooting there, I think, too, a couple years ago. There was another shooting down there a couple years ago, I think.
Maybe you should get more gun. Maybe you should lower your gun control.
And it was on a special.
Let people have guns. You know what? Politic talk.
Oh my god.
Okay, I am a hardcore conservative. In my opinion, here's how you stop shootings. Put a cop there, or take
did that school even have security guards? Which I probably did.
I don't read articles. I don't care to.
Probably it was
Canada McMillan High School. Want to know why you don't hear about shootings around that area? Because there's a parole officer with a gun. There's another officer with a gun. I'm pretty sure one or two other guns Helinski said a while back that are in that school.
They have a shotgun, I think.
Yeah. Guess what? You're not going to shoot up a school with... well,
I mean, they wouldn't go for high school. They would go more towards elementary.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry
but
about
at the
that.
same time, you're not going to... Well, you may want to add more pictures, but at the same time...
That's when I get the channel back, of course. Or you get the channel back.
Shut the fuck up.
No.
But at the same time, someone's not going to go into a school loaded with guns. You have guns in the school, it's not going to happen. Because these shootings that happen, are there guns in the area? No, there's not. Exactly. So that's my viewpoint. I'm a hardcore conservative. The only thing that I'm okay with Democrat-wise is I support gay marriage only because I really don't personally give a fuck. I don't care enough if you want to marry a guy and you're a guy. I don't care. So, good that they can do that shit now. But I don't really care overall. I don't care about other people, really. How the fuck did we get on that? Oh, yeah, I was talking about Dragon Ball and I said something about school shootings. Oh, wow, that took an awkward turn. Anyway,
But hey, at least there was another topic discussed.
Yeah, I mean, I can talk more about politics later if you want, because I can talk about politics for a while. But Dragon Ball, the name Beerus is from Beerus the Destroyer, the god of destruction of Universe 7 from Dragon Ball Super, or the Dragon Ball movie Battle of Gods. I actually was going to use the name Bearer for Beerus, believe it or not, because I used to... No one knows this. I used to make stories when I was younger. I used to put stories together, and the main antagonist, who's a sadistic motherfucker, was Bearer. So for a small period, I went by the name Bearer, and all of a sudden I kept typing Beerus, so I'm like, fuck this, going with Beerus, it fits my character more. But Bearer was this antagonist of these stories that I created, and this goes back to like '09. I used to start.
That's cool.
Yeah, me and my sister used to like play a game where we pretended to be characters that we made up and shit.
SimCity stuff? Or like
No,
Sims?
like a real life game. Like we would just fuck around, do stupid shit.
So basically a simulation.
Yeah, sure. But just real life, not on a computer. And Bearer was always my main go-to guy of these imaginative stories that I had, and I was going to be named Bearer, but I'm like, fuck it, Beerus fits me more. Now, again, Beerus was kind of a quick pick name, which I personally like it, but if I had to think of it now, I don't know what I would pick. I never really thought of that. But yeah, I mean, I used to make stories, and that was the thing.
I used to buy sticker books at Barnes & Noble all the time.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. So I've done stuff similar to what you've done.
Motherfucker, whose story time is this?
I know.
Not yours, bitch. I don't care. I'm fucking with you.
No.
But, Dragon Ball, of course, is, one of my major things to watch. Right now, I'm not exactly a huge fan because we have to wait for this fucking Universal Tournament, but I love Dragon Ball. I'm not as much anymore, but I used to be obsessed with The Walking Dead.
You watched all seasons though, right?
I haven't watched season 7. I stopped watching like the 5th episode and because it pissed me off. But of course, up to that point, I watched everything. I remember at work one night when I used to work at Sheetz, I was texting Abby Phoenix, if for those of you who remember her. She's like, "Are you watching Walking Dead?" I'm like, "No, I'm at work." She's like crying to me. I guess her mom was flipping out because of what was happening in season. There will be spoilers for Walking Dead. If you don't know, you're a fucking moron. Season 1 episode or season 7 episode 1. And I'm like, oh, fuck. So I ended up staying up till like 12 o'clock that night after work. And I had school the next day. I don't work anymore, by the way. And to watch Glenn and Abraham get their fucking head bashed in. And I was like, holy shit. And it was Abraham gets picked. I'm like, son of a bitch, that's like my favorite character. And my sister kept giving me this look. I'm like, what? I'm like, someone else dies, don't they? It was Glenn. I'm like, good, I hate Glenn. But it was kind of sad, though. Watch his eye popping out of his head and shit.
He got cryptic.
He got cryptic in a half because his eye was gone. His eye was popping out of that socket. But that was something else. That was something else when he got his fucking head bashed in. But that was fucking great.
So, you said you worked. Where'd you work at?
I worked at Sheetz.
Yeah. So, what did you do at Sheetz, and why'd you start working at Sheetz?
Okay, so my mom still actually works at Sheetz, and I wanted to make some money around. I started on September 11th. Go figure. Yeah, boom.
That hurt my throat.
Yeah, boom.
This is what happens when
actually, there were 4 booms, thank you. But, see, now you're reenacting.
Yeah,
anyway.
Dude, that really hurt my throat.
I don't care. Okay. So, I get this job because my mom works there, and I was the truck dude. Truck came in, I stocked shit. Well, you see, there were a couple issues. Around December, though, this cocksucker Paul, and I hope I doubt whoever hears this, but I hope he does, and he is a fucking faggot. So this motherfucker all of a sudden starts critiquing my work to hell and back, which is the same shit I've been doing for the past 3 months. I ended up getting written up for it because it didn't meet his standards, meanwhile it met everyone else's standards. So basically, I talked to the manager, Liz, who also, she's a fucking snake. And I ended up telling her, I remember, I actually said something to her, and she backed off. Same with Paul, because he was being an asshole to my mom. So I pulled him into the office, and I said, I would prefer you be more respectful to my mother. I quit about 5 days later. My voice is cracked, because I was so fed up with the shit. It was actually the day after Missionary 32 I quit. Brooke and Kat were here. Nova was Brooke. And I just call. I'm like, yeah, I quit. I'm done. And every once in a while...
so you actually didn't go there and say, I quit. You just called them on the phone.
In my opinion, they didn't deserve they didn't deserve that much respect.
So you just called them on the phone and said you quit?
Yeah.
Oh, so you didn't just say, screw it, I'm not going back?
No, I told them I quit. I called them at like 8 in the morning, and I started my shift at like 6 that night, or maybe it was 4 or 5, I don't remember. But I, gave them a nice fucking warning. And every once in a while, I pop my head in just to make sure old Paul and everyone's saying I'm not being an asshole to my mother. Because, yes, I will make a scene in Sheetz. I'm not afraid to do that.
Have you been back there since?
Once, twice.
Yeah,
Wait,
I think you mentioned that before.
Maybe
I think
3 times.
you mentioned something about your manager or boss or whatever. I can't remember.
Yeah. Recently one of my managers died.
Oh.
Yeah, one of my old managers, he died. He OD'd. That was a shame. I actually liked it. He was probably my favorite manager there.
Yeah. When I worked at Shop and Say, I was okay with some of the people. There was probably about 1 or 2 managers I liked, and they had like 3 or 4. Yeah. But I left on good terms, opposite of you.
Yeah, complete opposite of me.
I left with 2-week notice.
I left with about 8-hour notice and didn't go back.
Yeah. Like I gave them 2-week notice. Meanwhile, they actually gave me 1 week to actually work. So I guess that was good. I guess
that's usually what they do.
Yeah, I guess that's good. I guess.
So you left on decent terms.
Yeah, but does your mom still work at Sheetz? I think she said she still does.
Yes,
yeah.
She does.
And then did you hear anything about them possibly remodeling Sheetz? Because I think
they're remodeling in May.
They're remodeling May. They did tell you guys that.
Yeah. Well, they were supposed to remodel in fucking October, right around the time I came. Actually, no, they were supposed to remodel even before that. Then they moved it to October. Then they moved it to February, I think. Now it's in May.
And what are they? Do you know exactly what they're doing? Like, are they trying to remodel what the newer Sheetz?
They're making it bigger, I guess. I don't fucking know. I don't really care on it.
Because I've seen those newer Sheetz, and they look so much better. Like, I think some of them have like drive-thrus. They have dining. They got tables.
The Sheetz in Cannonsburg is fucking shitty compared to the
It's because it's one of the older ones.
And the people there suck dick. There's one I wouldn't. I'm just gonna shut up about that. Never mind about sucking. About one of the girls there. I wish. Moving on. Anyway, in all seriousness though, it fucking sucks. It's terrible. People work there, suck ass, and yeah, that's that.
Like, I'm trying to think. They had like bigger freezers.
Oh, and I broke so much shit there, by the way.
Oh, you want to talk about that?
Sure.
Right.
I would always drop drinks in the back and just kind of hide them. Also, multiple times I would drink in the. I sound like I'm drinking alcohol. I would open pops in the back and drink them. I also ate multiple things, and threw it out in the trash. I even ate an entire omelet in the freezer once. It was fun. It was very good. It was cold as fuck, but it was very good.
I remember someone spilled chocolate milk in the I forget where.
Almost stole one of those once. A mini moo. Oh, I could get so much trouble for this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. One time I kind of slipped a cigarette pack in my pocket, and got it for Austin for his birthday, but he didn't show up to missionary, so I just gave him the Ed.
Oh God!
I could have got so much trouble for that.
Hopefully, no one sees this. Otherwise, you're probably gonna get caught.
No, probably not. Because how much illegal shit have we revealed in the fucking past?
I don't know. Airport signs, maybe.
The one video Ed said, "I'm so fucking high right now."
Yeah. Ed, I'm going to get married.
Yeah, Ed's getting married. He's getting married.
You want to talk about that? Yeah.
I mean, I don't. It's not really my business to talk about.
But I just want to say
congratulations.
Yeah. So we're gonna have little Kumis running around. Maybe have little Kumis working at Sheetz.
You are aware that marriage doesn't mean fucking and having kids, right?
True, but we want to see little Kumis.
Next question.
Now, what do you plan on doing after school, though?
I'm not going to college. That makes it easy. I'm not going to college. I'm going to work at Napa because my dad knows the owner, and it's $10 an hour. So fuck yes. And I'm getting my license, which no, I do not have yet.
Do you There's been a lot of stories around. Let's try to think. There have been a lot of stories. A lot of people around here quitting a lot of jobs. Like I know Billy said some one time that he left McDonald's because of something stupid. Joe somehow worked at McDonald's for like 5 years.
It was like 2.
2 years?
Yes.
I'm trying to think. Is there any jobs you thought that was pretty funny that they left or something?
I never really gave a fuck if they left their job. I'm gonna be straight up. I never really cared. I don't care about their real personal shit when it comes to their job. I find the way that Billy and all them left McDonald's fucking stupid. But again, it's not really my place to call. I really don't give a fuck.
Have you seen Ed's Facebook profile? I think I sent you a picture of it. That's like the best resume for a job possible.
Yeah, that was
it's
fucking
like
fun.
Former worker at John Eagle, former worker at McDonald's, former worker at Wendy's. Like, dude, they probably would give you a job for that.
Oh yeah,
crying out loud.
Smart move. Ed's a smart motherfucker. He tries coming off as dumb. He's a smart motherfucker. I can tell you that right now.
Joseph to an interview, high as fuck.
Okay, not everything Ed was. Are we doing the dick game?
Do you want to play the dick game?
Do you want me to?
If you want to kill some time here.
Fuck it. I mean, you might want to add some more time because this dick game takes a while.
Yeah, I know. We'll do the dick game.
Ayo, suck my wiggly dick.
You know how the game works, right?
Yes, I'm not retarded.
Okay, let's start.
On a quick side note, the reason I decided to do this is because I kind of want to talk about a few people. So, Beerus, he's a dick.
Yeah, dick.
Ayo, suck my wiggly dick.
It should be duly noted that Beerus and Steven are two far different people. That Beerus is the evil of me, and that Steven is the good of me. So if you think I'm bipolar, you're probably right. Just like Leatherface is the slight little bit of emotions I have. Stalker, I don't know what he is. He's like my creepy side. So yes, I have 4 personalities.
Diablo.
Okay, he's not a dick. I can see your finger. And I could say he's a dick, but I'm not going to. And here's why. I can say he's a dick.
Well, I'm just keeping it there in case.
This motherfucker deserves. He is the most undercredited. I'm going to talk superstar and real life. He's the most undercredited superstar we've ever had. He is so damn good in that ring, it's not even funny. Yes, he used to be reckless, but he's so good now. I mean, name a bad Diablo match in the past year. Bet you can't. Bet you can't. He's tough as... He's the toughest guy here. He is the toughest guy. I mean, I don't know how he would do in a fight against, like, a real individual.
He
like,
lost to a black guy.
Yeah. No, he didn't lose to a black guy. Oh, I'm sorry to say, like, he's black. Like, that's not important. Way to go, Josh. He couldn't beat a black guy. He kept getting up from this guy, and he learned a lot of respect that day. Everyone's like, oh, he got beat. He didn't stay down. It was to the point where, okay, he can't beat the guy, but the guy can't beat him. He was on the offensive the whole time, but Austin kept getting up. He is the toughest motherfucker I know, and he will do... I mean, yeah, he comes off his own asshole, a badass. He'll do for you if you really need him. And he's a good guy over. He is a good guy. I told him right to his face, I'm like, Austin, and he's like, Steven, I heard you were talking about me being a parent. I'm like, yes, I said you'd be a very good father. So, he's not a dick. He's a good guy. And I really wish he'd get more credit. I'm glad the fans love him because he's a damn good wrestler. He's one of the fucking best. When I said that in his Hall of Fame speech, which he earned, he deserves, no one questions that. I meant every word of that. He's a damn good motherfucker and a damn good wrestler. And I'm proud to say that he's in the Hall of Fame.
Big Rig.
He's a hick. He ain't a dick, though. He's redneck. I miss Big Rig, though. He doesn't come around enough.
Genesis,
you took my channel. You're a dick.
Ayo, suck my wiggly dick.
I'm fucking with you. I know he didn't take it, but he's not a dick. I mean, he tries coming off as one here and there, but all in all, Genesis is a good dude, and I greatly feel bad for what happened to him a year ago. It is today, actually. If you want to know what it is, I'm not going to say, but go to the channel and watch Genesis is leaving. I was there that day. I was there. I saw ambulances going up to the house. It was so sad watching him cry and shit. He came down in tears, and I couldn't imagine that in my life. I feel terrible for what happened, but he's not a dick. So
cough, cough, Aiden.
Aiden's probably like, oh my god, Genesis got a compliment.
Aiden. Oh, you meanie weenie.
I'll fight you here.
Mo.
Next.
Is Aiden a dick?
Aiden is not a dick. Ask me about the 3 fans while we're at it. Aiden is not a dick.
Nicholas
is not a dick. He just needs to get over PGW's ending. I'm fucking with you. Well, it is ending, but
Marcus.
I understand. Marcus can be a dick.
Ayo, suck my wiggly dick.
With that being said, he also can be intelligent as fuck and understanding as fuck. Me and him have gotten into it like probably 20 times. I can't count that goddamn high. But Marcus, he can be a smart guy. Nicholas is always kind of like your voice of reason, and all that shit. And he tries looking at things objectively. Aiden's like that little 5-year-old that just loves that one Genesis. But fun fact, he also likes me. He's probably gonna hate me now, but he also likes me.
What about that Sith Lord Dark guy?
I like that dude. I mean, he don't comment much, but he
seems like
he goes back to the old days. Like he used to comment on the old shit. I like all 4 of our major fans.
Next page.
Dude, I haven't seen that motherfucker comment ever. Same with Ben. I haven't seen him comment.
Ben, yeah.
But yeah, our 4 main fans I greatly like, and I do want to thank you all for everything you've done, except for the times you didn't watch, even though I guarantee you still kept an eye out. But thank you all. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you, Aiden. Thank you, Sith Lord.
Maniac.
Does being a dick count as like needing a nursing home, or does say suck my wiggly dick? However, his is I guarantee you not wiggly because he probably needs Viagra to get it up in the morning. Okay. Also, I'm convinced the reason Maniac brings people around is what he is. He's like 170. Okay, he's like 170 years old. What it is he kills people's parents, kidnaps them, then raises them as his minions. That's why he keeps bringing everyone around. Steve, he got from the slave ages because he's that old. He fought in the Civil War, I guarantee it. Next.
Oh wait, did Suge Knight assassinate Abraham Lincoln?
I thought the dude that did that was white.
Oh, never mind then. Akumu.
Akumu's not a dick. He acts like he is. He's not a dick. He's a nice guy.
Moo.
He's a teddy bear. He's also a cow.
Moo. Zero Assault.
He's not a dick. He can just be he's not really a bitch anymore. He used to be a bitch, but he's not really a dick.
Chris Reckless.
He's not a dick. I mean, he is to everybody else, but he's not a dick to me, so. And plus, I do want to give him some credit. What he's done for this organization.
He's probably done more than I have, to be honest.
He's probably the only person close. I mean, he's given up his life for this goddamn thing, and he should be given more credit, too. He's given up his fucking existence for the Proving Grounds.
Like, I've mentioned it to you before, like, I could get tired of seeing Chris constantly on the channel all the time, but the one thing that you can't change the fact of is he puts his heart into PGW.
Oh, right now, he's the face.
True.
He's the face of the Proving Grounds. And you can
he
argue with me, but who the fuck has put on that many great classics in a row? And since like 25.
I think he deserves it.
Mm-hmm. He does. He's the face.
Mordecai.
You forgot about someone?
You already mentioned Leatherface with Beerus.
Leatherface isn't a dick. Leatherface is a nice dude. I know him pretty well. He's like my nice side, my kind of like emotion side, which there's a reason you don't see him much. Mordecai, he's fucking weird. He's fucking weird. This motherfucker, he creeps everybody out. And I'm talking like out of fucking persona. Not that there's much of a difference, but he's not a dick, but he's weird. Stalker's a dick.
Ayo! Suck my
I had to
wiggly
crawl in the fucking attic at 11 o'clock at night during the Hall of Fame to do that fucking video with Shane to scare the piss out of him because he was locked in the garage.
Suge Knight.
He ain't a dick.
TJ Storm.
He's kind of a dick. He's kind of annoying.
Ayo! Suck my wiggly dick!
Bull Durham.
He ain't a dick. He's a nice guy. He don't talk much. I don't know him really well. I don't even know TJ Storm that well. But he says, I'd be that asshole way too many times, so I said he's a dick.
Me.
You're not a dick.
George the Butcher.
He can be kind of a dick, but not really.
So dick.
You were going to say dick.
Ayo! Suck my wiggly dick!
I mean, he's not really. Yeah. I can't say he's a dick. He's a nice dude. He's always mad sounding. But I'm like, George, you're not really mad.
Roar!
You gonna rage mode, Georgie. He's not a dick though. He's a good friend of mine, and I honestly miss having him around.
Yeah. Raven.
He's a bitch. He ain't a dick though.
Hellraiser.
He's retarded. He ain't a dick though.
J-Web.
He's a fucking dick.
Ayo! Suck my wiggly
I hope this
dick!
piece of shit dies. I hope he's dead. I hate this son of a bitch. I hate this buck-toothed piece of shit. And no, I'm not saying it because he's black. I'm saying it because he's a piece of shit. He's a fucking piece of garbage, and I hope he's dead.
Daniel Block.
He ain't a dick. He's another one. He tries pretending to be a dick, but he ain't a dick. It's not my fault George wanted to kick his ass because he made fun of some girl dying in a car wreck.
Bryce.
Bryce ain't a dick. Bryce missed out on Shinsuke's debut. He was so upset. It was funny. Bailey told me about it.
Prometheus.
I don't know.
Wow. Phoenix.
I love Abby. I do. She ain't a dick. She's honestly one of my best friends. I wish she'd come around more.
Abby, please come back and manage me. Thank you. Ow.
But no, she's not a dick. She's awesome. I love Abby.
I miss Abby. Dina.
She used to be a bitch, but not anymore. I still talk to her from time to time.
I didn't really like her, but
well, she was a bitch when you were around her.
Yeah.
Dick.
Ayo!
Imperials.
Suck my wiggly dick!
Did I say dick? You should probably hit that again.
You're like dick.
I don't think I said dick. You should hit that
Ayo! Suck my wiggly dick!
Yeah, he's a dick.
Ayo! Suck my wiggly dick!
He is a great wrestler, though. He is a phenomenal wrestler.
Carrie.
This girl's story is so sad. She used to be the nicest, sweetest, caring girl I've ever met. And she got mixed up with some idiot. And now she's, I'm pretty sure, out somewhere probably dealing drugs and doing drugs and shit. It's such a shame what happened to the poor thing.
Mm-hmm. Nathan Block.
He ain't a dick.
Crimson Wolf.
That picture makes her look like she's fucking 60. Why the fuck did you think that was a good photo? She looks like she's fucking 60.
She liked it. I always checked to see if they approved of it, and she was fine with it.
She's an idiot then. She ain't a dick. No, she is a fucking dick. I made a goddamn terrorist joke about Roman Reigns, and she flipped shit.
Bob Pumper.
He's a legend. He's the greatest of all time.
Bob Pumper for Missionary 40 Hall of Fame.
And every other Hall of Fame.
Blaze.
She's a whore. Not a dick.
Aries.
We're going in a weird order. She's a dick. I wish there was bitch.
Ayo, suck my wiggly dick.
I hate Aries. I really do. Every time she walks around, I talk about how she burned her fucking house down.
I mean, she did burn her house down.
Yeah, she burned her fucking house
almost
down.
a year ago today.
Yeah, we're Nevermore 2. That night, she burned her fucking house down. Dumb whore.
Lilith.
I won't say dick. I would have said dick a couple months ago, but me and her are pretty cool now. She used to be like the sweetest little thing, but now she's kind of mean.
Kennedy.
She's not a dick. She's just weird. She was like, so worried about me when I was covered in blood at 22.
Puppeteer. Victorian Killer.
He ain't a dick. He's a nice kid. He's a real nice kid. I saw him at Sheetz a couple weeks back.
Last time I saw him was at Shop and Save when I worked there.
Yeah, I saw him at Sheetz. I scared the shit out of him. He's like, whoa. I'm like, what's up, dude?
Nova.
Nah, she ain't a dick. I mean, she can have her days of being a bitch, but I mean, she's overall a real nice girl, and I'm glad she's coming around again.
Nova, please come back and manage me. Thank you. Tara.
She's pretty cool. She just got an in-school suspension for wearing a cow onesie today. It was pretty funny. She showed up dressed in a cow onesie. It was funny as fuck.
Skylar's an elephant!
She's about the size of one, yeah.
Sure. Callie.
Callie ain't a dick. I mean, she don't exactly have a good reputation here, but she ain't a dick. I mean, she's a cool girl overall. Kind of miss her, honestly. I miss walking her home because I love walking her house. Plus, her dog was shit and her mom's hot.
Well, Carter Woods.
He's a fucking bitch. Hit that piece of shit.
Ayo,
Hall of Fame my
wiggly
ass. He
dick.
told me he deserved the Hall of Fame. If he deserves a fucking Hall of Fame, then Lunatic should be a contender.
Jackson.
He ain't a dick. He's a nice dude. Me and him still bullshit in school all the time. He's a nice ass dude.
The Sheep.
I'm only saying a dick because there's no bitch button.
Ayo, suck my wiggly dick.
Oh, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. Yeah, you fucking lying sack of garbage.
Dragon!
He ain't a dick. He's just a bitch.
Dragon number 1. Chaotic.
Hit the dick button.
Ayo, suck my wiggly dick.
I'm not even gonna go into elaboration on it. I'm just gonna say I know you called me a dick in yours, right?
Yeah, you did call you a dick.
Yeah, so you're a dick, dick.
I'm the Plague.
Hit that piece of shit.
Ayo, suck my wiggly dick.
Now, I should say he doesn't use his dick because he's so whipped that he don't even get pussy, and he still follows his little bitch around. Little Juno's bitch. And let me explain to you that. Because now that we're on the fucking topic. Okay, this piece of shit was supposed to return at Resurrection. If you recall, Resurrection was the last video.
I thought it was Missionary 30.
Maybe, but it was pushed to Resurrection. Because this girl started talking to me about like people staring at her boobs and all that other shit, and I said a couple things. All of a sudden I got accused of flirting, and because she said don't go there, he didn't show up. I don't think he's still gotten anything yet, which is kind of a shame.
Sheepdog.
He's also the greatest of all time.
Joker.
He's a dick.
Ayo, suck my wiggly dick.
I miss him though. I do miss Joker. He's fun to have around. The stupid shit he says is great.
Cryptic.
He ain't a dick. I mean, I could, but he ain't a dick. I mean, me and him had a real cool conversation yesterday. He came clean with me about a lot of things, and I respect him a lot more now, especially now that I know all the truth. So he ain't a dick.
Opegus.
My back hurts. Oh. He ain't a dick though. I was supposed to chill with him yesterday.
Havoc.
He's a dick.
Ayo, suck my wiggly dick.
And the last one, the biggest one yet. The Lunatic!
Yes, the biggest one. He weighs the most.
Ayo, suck my wiggly dick.
Probably got the smallest one of those, though.
Whoa. Now, is there any other stories that you want to talk about?
Okay, so because it's story time, and we're supposed to tell some fun stories. I'm going to tell you about the greatest night of my life. Greatest night of my life. It was right before school started in 2014. Me and Billy and Austin were in Cecil. No, me, Austin, and this girl Sage were in Cecil. Austin kind of had a thing for this girl. And so here's what happened. So we're hanging out with her. Then Billy gets driven down to Austin's house and meet up with him. We're all in the park. Sage goes, let's go break into that abandoned house that's right across the street from the school. I was still kind of innocent at the time. I already lost my virginity, though, so can't be completely innocent. Lost it in the tariffs. I'm moving on. So I go in. Billy kicks in the deadbolt. Me, Sage, and Billy are in the house. Austin was kind of skeptical of it, believe it or not. So we're in there. I drank a bottle of alcohol. I had no idea how long it was there. It wasn't piss or anything because it took us 15 minutes to get the fucking cap off. So they steal like a tennis ball and a book or some shit. So then we go out. Fuck. Walk Sage home. And we're at Austin's. His house was kind of shitty. It would have been nice if they took care of it. And then we came to find out he had raspberry to beer and got wasted. I hope I don't get in trouble for this, but oh well. It was like 3 years ago. Maybe 2.5. Yeah, 2.5. Closer to 3. Something like that. And he kept saying no more because it was his grandma's, and his grandma wasn't home. Neither was his dad. And we're like, more. And he's like, no, more. And then we're like, more. So he gave us more. He got so drunk. He fucking smashed his head through his wall. It was so funny. I'm sitting there. I'm like, dude, I don't know what's going on. Billy's like, no. Austin's just like, boom, head into the wall. I was dying. So then Abby comes down, Phoenix, and we're chilling there. We're still like trying to sober up, not really. And then, so me, Austin, and Abby go up to Abby's house to go get cigarettes. I don't smoke. They do, though. And we're still mildly drunk. And we come back. Billy's gone. We're like, where the fuck do you go? I'm calling him. Where the fuck are you? I get a I get a call back from the number, and it goes, what are you doing? And I'm like, okay, it sounds like Billy. So this number's like saying, oh, we have Billy kidnapped at the abandoned house. I'm thinking, you're full of shit. It sounds like Billy. Then Austin goes missing out the kitchen. Like, okay, me and Abby are alone. Get a call. Austin's crying on the other line. I'm like, okay, this is bullshit. Okay. Okay, this is a little weird, but I still think it's bullshit. So then me and Abby, it's 9:30 at night, still getting a little intoxicated, go down the street with knives in our hands. And we get another call going, what are you doing? And I said, fuck this, I'm done. Start walking back to the house. All of a sudden, we hear a door slam behind us. Me and Abby bolt up the fucking street to Austin's house. Here comes Austin and Billy laughing their ass off. Ha ha. It was clever as fuck. So, moving on. In the night, Sage comes back. So we walk all around Cecil. And just a nice, enjoyable walk. It's like 12, it's like midnight now. And then we go to the park and we start playing a game. I think it was going to be like a Would You Rather or some bullshit like that. And I looked to my fucking left. Here comes a police officer. So we bolt down to right by the woods, by the creek. Okay. Go right by the fucking creek. Well, Sage left her shoes up there. Billy had to go commando in that bitch to get the shoes back. So then we're sitting there. Abby gets lost. She fell in the creek. She fell in the fucking creek. Me, Billy, Austin, and Sage make it back to the house. We ended up walking her home. I thought Abby was there after us. Apparently she was there before us. And then that was that. So we barely escaped the cop. Walked Sage home. And then ultimately Billy actually went for his interview at McDonald's the next fucking day. So he was running on next to no sleep for it. And I ended up going home on no sleep. And it was one of the greatest nights of my life.
That's funny. Is there any other stories you want to talk about? Or no?
Not really. I covered the best ones besides the one where I lost my virginity. I'm not going to reveal some of that information.
Alright, so we're going to begin story time. Not story time. The conclusion of this episode. And there was a question you want me to ask you. It was, how did PGW make you different?
I want to cover that at the end.
Okay. Favorite color?
Black.
Favorite band?
Five Finger Death Punch.
Favorite PGW or CWA wrestler besides yourself?
Akuma.
Favorite video game?
WWE2K17.
Favorite TV show?
Walking Dead.
Favorite movie?
San Andreas.
PGW or CWA?
PGW.
Missionary or Nevermore?
Missionary.
Fuck.
Go fuck yourself on
Trump
that.
or Clinton?
Trump. Why is that a question?
I don't know.
Trump.
What do you want to remember when it's all said and done?
The impact we left on people.
And now, how did PGW make you different?
Okay. I actually specifically wanted this question asked because I want you people to understand something on the ending of this story time. I want to make sure I don't want to talk about anything else first. I think I'm good. PGW is something that was never meant to be what it was. It turned into, as I said earlier, a family. When I first started this, I was relatively innocent. Like, I didn't do much with my life. And then because of this, I made friends, I made enemies, and I really became who I portrayed, and that is Beerus. I am much more like Beerus now than ever before. I am very similar to Beerus in my personality and how I don't really give a fuck. It's made me a little more heartless, but a lot more open to who people are and how they will act. It's changed me in, I think, a lot of positive ways. Some negative ways, I will admit. I mean, my body is kind of shitty right now. I haven't been able to hear properly for the past several months. My back's in constant pain, and yeah, I forget a lot of shit that happens. But you know what? I don't care. I don't care now. Maybe I'll care down the road. But I mean, it's given me a world. I mean, I don't associate with most people outside of PGW. There's about 2 people who I love to death who are outside of that world. 2 people I love to death. Both girls. They're both about a year older than me. Love them to death. Those are about the only 2 people I constantly associate with outside of PGW. But PGW has changed me, in my opinion, for the positive. I think it's been a great influence on a lot of people. It changed your life a lot. Changed the lives of Diablo, Kumu, Chris, Chaotic. I could go down a list a mile fucking long. And of course the fans, who, you know, again, I cannot thank enough. As much as I will bitch about certain things, I cannot thank especially you for enough. And the rest of you guys that watch our shit. Cannot thank you guys enough for constantly tuning in, constantly watching. I'm glad that we've been able to not only just become an entertainment thing, but you've made friends off of it. I'm very glad that you guys have been able to do that and experience that a little more with us than what you would if we just posted shit and never talked to you guys. I'm glad that the people here found a home, whether it was temporary or permanent like Akumu. I'm glad they really got to enjoy what we've put on for you guys and what they have been able to put on for you guys, and that they found genuinely a good home, which is something a lot of them lacked in their personal lives, as in their childhoods and in their teenage years and even their adult years. I'm glad. I cannot be more grateful for every person that's walked through these doors, whether we're on good or bad terms, because they did for me what I can't ask of an individual. So I just want to take this moment on story time, and I want to thank each and every wrestler I've ever had, including you especially, Chris especially, Diablo especially, Akumu, but to thank all of them from the bottom of my cold, dead, damned heart. And I want to thank all you fans, especially, again, Marcus, Aiden, Nicholas, and Sith Lord. You guys are fucking awesome. And, again, thank you all for making what would usually be a fucking pipe dream become a reality.
Yeah, is there anything else you want to say before we end the
Do you
episode?
have any other questions for me?
Not to my knowledge.
Any other thing you want to cover that maybe we haven't covered?
Not to my knowledge. But I do want to thank the Mouseburger and PGW subscribers and fans, or whatever you want to call them today. I want to thank you guys for the support of Storytime. This is, I think, episode 19. And
this is essentially the series finale, unless like more random ones.
yeah, this is the series finale.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Since we do have a couple more minutes.
Yeah.
What made you do story time?
Honestly, I just felt like reviving my channel a little bit. That's all what happened.
Good. I'm glad. I like Miles Burger.
Yeah. But I just wanted to thank you guys very much for supporting me through doing this. Again, some videos got more views than others, which is fine. And this is, like I said, the series finale, even though there's probably going to be more in the future.
Essentially, this is like your consistent one.
Yeah, if anyone is interested in doing it, it'll happen. I'll probably announce it in advance. And we'll go from there. Again, Beerus, I want you. Thank you for joining me for story time.
Welcome. I'm very glad you had me on, and I actually greatly enjoyed this story time. I thought it really gave the fans a little bit of light into a lot of situations. And hell, maybe one day they'll see me on their TVs instead of their computers. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, this has been Story Time, episode 19, the series finale.
Hope you enjoy the rest of PGW.
Thank you for watching. So make sure you subscribe to the PGW channel and my Milesburger channel. Thank you to all the Milesburger fans and subscribers, as well as the PGW fans and subscribers. Like the video and make sure you subscribe to both channels. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video. This has been Story Time, and all I have to say is the end.
Indeed. Have a good one.